What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is David Hanlon, aka the Laptop Legend, and I just want to give the daily update on TSNP because today it bucked the trend and the, I guess, scary future short-term perspective that I had from yesterday because the volume was downtrending. It really was not looking that good, but today it flipped all those things around. It had higher volume, exactly what we needed to have the stock continue to be in play daily. Now, the one thing that was different was that we didn't see a morning panic today, and I think that's part of what turned the stock around in terms of just the momentum and I guess overall direction the entire day, because there was no morning panic and it pretty much just ground up all day long, which was a really good sign. And if you were watching this from the beginning, it never tanked, so you would have known not to sell at the beginning. You know, normally when we're watching this stock, we see a ton of sellers come in. We see the red prints. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch some of my previous videos because this has happened time and time again on this stock, which is why I was expecting it today. But it actually did not happen today. There were not a ton of red prints. There really was just very little volume at all at open. And because of that, it just started grinding upwards and the buyers kept hopping on. And, you know, this stock did incredibly well today, up, you know, what, 25%? So that's great. Anyone who was offended by what I said yesterday, again, this stock is just something that you have to be patient with if you believe in it long term. And if you're a day trader, you move where the opportunities are. So again, I don't think this stock is a horrible stock. I believe in this stock and this company long term, but yesterday it was not looking good. But, you know, again, today it reversed all those trends. So let's go talk about on my computer, you know, what some of those things are and what you could do to capitalize on them in the future. All right, guys, so here you can see I'm at my computer and this is the chart for TSNP today. And like I said, there was not that typical morning panic that we see. You know, if we go back to all these other days, right at market open, there's some big selling that we normally see. In this case, it wasn't huge, but I think, yeah, if you look at this candle, I guess these are 15, I believe 15-minute candles. So because of that, this green candle actually, you know, went down there. So there was somewhat of a panic. There was one here, and it continues. I guess I can change this if I move this down here. So if we go to not 5, let's go to 5 minutes. You can see there's been a big sell-off every single morning. So when we didn't get that at all today, like even if you look at those volume candles, yeah, look at that. If you see this massive red volume candle, you know, right at the beginning, massive red volume candle, 15 million in the first 5 minutes here, you know, way more than that on this day. You know, this day it was 5 million in the first 5 minutes. This day it was 5 million in the first 5 minutes. So today we really didn't have very much volume at the open. You know, that's kind of what the takeaway from this is. What is this? It had like 2 million volume and there was very little red volume. So it pretty much took off and, you know, went up all day long. And I think that is honestly a really good sign because, again, if you look overall, look at the volume. It's starting to perk back up. And definitely we're going to need to continue to see more volume. But this is the type of volume that we want to see to be able to get these types of moves. Because a 25% move, you can definitely take advantage of. And you didn't have to buy this stock when it was, you know, down further yesterday. You know, there were a lot of different places here where you could have bought this stock. I would say, let's see, 5 minutes today. I'm on the 3 minutes. Yeah, so I would say, you know, when it broke out over, even if you didn't catch it right at the open, when it broke out over this, I would say this is another good buy. You know, if you didn't get it here, you could get here. And it was just, you know, it was a pretty good ride. I ended up not getting executed in time because I was watching some other stocks, so that's why I can't show you guys the live replay of the lack of red prints coming in at market open. But because of that, I missed the buy here, and I ended up trying to chase it when it broke out past 15, which still would have been a decent, you know, instant run there, even though it did have a big sell-off right afterwards. I definitely would have taken some profits there. You can see here, I have this, you know, limit buy at 15. I tried to get in on the break of 15, but I ended up not getting executed, and it just ripped right through past. But you could have gotten in on 14, you know, when it broke 14 right about here. That would have been another good buy. Just, you know, making sure you use these psychological levels. If you want to do the breakouts, if it's breaking out past like a double top and it's right by a psychological resistance number of a whole cent number, that's definitely a good place if you want to buy the breakout if you're not holding this long term. And if you're holding this long term, I don't know why you watch these videos at all, because they're probably just going to stress you out, you know, if I talk about the decreasing volume on an intraday aspect. You know, what happens in the next month is going to have absolutely no impact on you if you're holding this company for 5 years. So if that is you, I don't know why you watch technical analysis videos, because ultimately, like, you're going to be holding. So that is not me. I don't like to hold through the pain when I can put that money somewhere else where it's going to do better. And in this case, yeah, I mean, we're looking a lot better now. You know, it's starting to perk back up, reversing that head and shoulders trend. So I'm interested to see where this goes. Now, we definitely have some more decent support around 10 here, which is nice, because again, there's this huge gap here, which is not good if, you know, you're going long and expecting just to hold and have it not ever drop through that. But now we have some more support, some consolidation building in the 10, 12, 13, 14 area, which is a very good thing if this ever pushes back up, because if it rejects, if it dips, it's going to be a good dip buy in this area. So I think it's a lot more likely to bounce off this area if it fails here again. So I think that's, you know, that's kind of what I'm expecting long term. Now, in terms of what I think the stock could do tomorrow, I think after a green day like this, it would not surprise me if we had another morning panic. And I know we didn't have that today. And if you're watching these videos for the first time, you might not understand why I think that's going to happen. You know, like, oh, David, you predicted a morning panic yesterday and nothing happened. It just went straight up. You're crazy. You know, it's just history repeating itself, guys. So if I had to have a prediction on this stock tomorrow, I personally would expect some type of sell-off, maybe bounce around, you know, 14 or 13. And then I think this stock could rip through these highs and continue on up. And as far as how high it's going to go, you know, maybe it could hit 20, maybe it breaks through to, honestly, I'm not sure. It just depends on the buying power that we get. It might have some resistance up here in, you know, the 18, 19 mark. So I would be interested to see that. I'm sure there's going to be a decent amount of short sellers on this stock. But, you know, all in all, I'm just excited to see where this goes. And I'm very happy that it turned around. So again, if you watched my video yesterday and you got offended by it, I am not a hater on this stock by any means. I just didn't like that decreasing volume and, you know, just the lack of movement in the stock, the lack of volatility. But today really turned that around. So I'm excited to see what tomorrow brings. If you are looking to day trade this, be ready for a dip buy on a morning panic. And if there's not a ton of sellers at open, you know, then it potentially could just continue to spike. So be prepared for that as well. Go watch some of my previous videos if you need to understand what I mean by those red prints, because it's very obvious if the stock is going to tank at open. You know, sometimes there's a tiny bit of a little bit of buyers at the beginning, and then a huge wave of sellers come in. So if you want to wait a minute or two to be sure if it's spiking, you know, sometimes it's better to do that. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on this stock today. So hopefully this is helpful for you guys. If it was, if you made it this far, again, you are a rock star. I really appreciate you. Smash that like button if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, let's grow better together. Preguntar, bebé, dime por qué te mientes. No puedes esconder todo lo que tú por mí sientes.